What's happening, guys? Will Freeman from RevolutionaryLifestyleDesign.com coming at you today to talk about your natural genetic potential. Emphasis on the natural. Before I even get into that, you got to understand the fitness industry makes a fortune selling bullshit supplements to you based around guys who are way above their natural genetic potential. Every guy you see on the cover of a bodybuilding magazine or on the cover of a supplement or something like that is on more drugs than Keith Richards in the 70s. Not only that, but Hollywood stars, firemen, fitness models, athletes, meatheads, pretty much anyone who has a body that you want is on drugs or has taken drugs, myself included. If you're looking at the image of me in this video on YouTube, that is not possible for me naturally. That takes TRT to maintain, and that took a few pro-hormone cycles to get there. That is the reality. Now, looking at me in real life, I'm 5'10", about 173 pounds. You would not think that I was on something. Okay, you would just think I was a guy in good shape. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys, is that the guys that you see that are in good shape, a lot of them, you won't think they're on gear, right? Because the physique that you're looking for, you just assumed was possible naturally. Like, oh no, I want to look like Mark Wahlberg from whatever movie. You know, he's not on gear. No, he is. That was the guy, for me, that was the physique that I wanted. In high school, I'm 33. When I was in high school, that was the guy that all the girls wanted. You know, he was a good-looking guy, and he was just getting into movies, and he was in good shape. But he probably only had about 50 pounds of lean muscle on him. He still does, and he was 100% on gear. 100% still is. And I have close to his physique now, the physique that I wanted. So that's what you got to understand. It's not just the bodybuilders. It's not just the fitness models like the Jeff Sade and the Matt Ogus on YouTube who are obviously on gear. It is the guys you'll see at the gym who just look like they're in good shape. Almost for sure I can tell you that those guys are on gear. Because naturally there's pretty much two ways that you're going to look. Naturally you can look big, but you're going to be fat when you take your shirt off because you're going to have bulk on you. Or you can have the Brad Pitt Fight Club body, which I did. You can see my pics while I'm still natural in a couple of my older posts on my Tinder post, my Tinder or OkCupid post. It has my natural body where I had an 8-pack. But with a shirt on, you just look like a fit guy, and you might even look thin depending on how broad your shoulders are. My shoulders are naturally very small. My natural weight is 5'10", 120 pounds, so I'm extremely slight. And at my max natural genetic potential, I was about 158, 159. So we're talking about 39 pounds of muscle, but I'm still, under 160 pounds. Basically, I looked like a lightweight UFC fighter, and that's the max I can do naturally lean. However, I got up to 180 at one point naturally, and I probably had about 46 pounds of muscle, but that came with fat as well. That came with another 15 pounds of fat. So I want to make a differentiation between your lean natural genetic potential and your natural genetic potential with fat on top of it. So before I get into the studies and stuff like that, I'm just going to give you how I see it. The average guy is going to max out at about 40 pounds naturally. If you are a mesomorph and you put on muscle very easily and you're exceptionally in tuned with weightlifting and you've got a good diet and all that, you can maybe stretch it to 50 pounds naturally. Maybe. But you have to have an exceptional natural physique. Not like me, who's a natural ectomorph and is pretty much the worst person for putting on muscle. I could do, I was born to just do cardio all day and can lose fat very quickly, but I was not built for power. I was built for speed. if you're like me, I would say you'll probably max out about 40 pounds lean naturally. You can do like 45, 46, 47 pounds maybe, but you're going to be fat too. You're just going to be bulky. Okay? So the range is 40 to 50 pounds of lean body weight naturally. Now, I'm going to give you a link to some studies here. First of all, I want you to check out my article on your genetic potential. It's one of the first things that I wrote on my site, and that has the link to the data by the guy's name is Casey Butts, and his site is waytrainer.net. All you have to do is he has the calculator for you, and he's taken the data from studies by the U.S. Army, the U.S. Navy. It also compares the fat-free mass indexes of champion bodybuilders, champion natural bodybuilders, as presented in the work of Dr. E.M. Khoury et al. So he's done a lot of work here, and basically the calculator that he uses, you can see the link on my website. Basically, you plug in your height, your weight, your ankle, and your body fat, and it gives you a percentage of what your natural body weight would be. And for me, the calculator is dead right. It's like 39 pounds. Okay, and the reason he wants your ankle and your wrist is because if you have naturally small bones, you're probably going to be an ectomorph, and you're not going to be able to put on a lot of weight naturally. You're going to be on the lower range of natural genetic potential, which is around 38 pounds. If you have nice broad shoulders, and that means your joints are going to be wide, like you're going to have big wrists, big ankles, you're probably going to be closer to 50 pounds naturally. And the reason that is because I'm above my natural genetic potential, because my body, my joints are not designed to handle the amount of muscle that I have right now, right? That's why the size of your joints is important. And if you were naturally small joints and small bones, then you are not going to be able to put on a huge ton naturally, because your body is literally not designed for it. And if you have small joints like I do, small wrists, small ankles, you're going to be an ectomorph. I will almost guarantee that. Because the guys who are natural mesomorphs like a Mike Tyson, they're going to have the big shoulders, they're going to have the big wrists, they're going to have the big ankles, the big everything naturally. And that's just how you're built. And if you're a guy like me, you got to hack, just weightlifting, we are hacking our genetics. We are hacking nature, right? We're not supposed to have all this extra weight on us. So, you got to take all that into account. So, in short, for an ectomorph, if you are like me and it is exceptionally difficult for you to put on muscle and it takes a long time and a lot of work, you can expect about 38 pounds lean. And by lean, I mean 7% body fat. I mean six-pack showing. If you're a mesomorph, I would say 47 pounds you can expect. Maybe if you are on the very far end, 50 pounds, maybe. And I'm just taking that from the data that I've looked at here. There's another good place you can find data on that is leangains.com. Martin Berkham has done a lot of studies on top natural bodybuilders, and they all max out at around 50 pounds. I'm at 50, maybe 51, 52 pounds now of lean muscle, and that is not possible without TRT. Maybe I would be able to get a large chunk of this, like 47 pounds naturally, but it comes with another 15 pounds of fat. So I could not look like this without TRT, because to me what TRT does is it takes you to your natural genetic potential, but without the fat. I could not get to this. This is like the upper limits of genetic potential, about 50 pounds. This is the mesomorph genetic potential, but without the fat. So that's my theory on TRT. It gets you to your natural genetic potential plus maybe like 3 or 4 extra pounds, because your T levels are now in the top the absolute top tier, if that makes sense to you guys. So in summary, 38 to 50 pounds naturally. Okay. And check out the article. You can see all the studies and stuff like that. Do your research, and that really clarifies a lot to you. Okay. This is going to clarify a lot. So any guy that has more than, that's talking about being natural and having more than 50 pounds of body weight, lean body mass, don't make me laugh. Guys like Cali Muscle and CT Fletcher and all, fuck everyone on YouTube who makes a living off their body and is claiming natural is a fucking liar. Okay. Anyone who has more than 50 pounds of lean genetic body weight is doing drugs. That's just the reality, boys. So that the body that you're going for is probably not possible naturally. Unless you were going for the Brad Pitt Fight Club body, you can 100% do that. But, anything more than that is not going to be possible. So that's something that you really, really got to internalize. Because for me, it was like almost a decade I was chasing a dream that wasn't possible. I didn't know that Mark Wahlberg was doing drugs to get there. I was just like, what am I doing wrong? How do I get through these plateaus? Oh, every time I'm hitting these final plateaus 4, 5, 6 years in, and I would go through it 3 or 4 times. I would be like, okay, I'm just going to eat big. I'm going to eat 200 grams of protein, and I'm just going to power through this plateau. What happens? I get fat for 7 months of the year, spend the next 3 months dieting, and I come out with another pound of muscle, maybe. Sometimes I just came out even by the end of it because I was at my potential. I didn't realize that was it naturally because I was chasing a dream that wasn't possible. Now, if you're a young guy, do not think that because I'm on TRT with a prescription that I'm recommending that to you. I'm not even sure if I should be on it, and I'm 33. Okay, I'm still weighing the cost and benefits of that, and at the end of the day, I do not recommend you do anything that potentially risks your health at this point. I've got a link on an article on pro hormones, and in that I just give a balanced and nuanced view. I cannot tell you that this is going to be safe for you, but if you are going to do it, be at least over 25, have the doctor's prescription, do it legally, and take into account all the different variables and health profiles and all that stuff. That's it, guys. I want to thank you for listening to this podcast or watching the video. One last thing to remember, and you can see the links to this in the article. For the exact amount of weight you need to lift on my strength training routine. So if you guys don't know, I have the most minimalist training routine in the world for you. It's the one that got me to my genetic potential. It's basically squats, deadlifts, bench press, and weighted chin-ups. Okay, that's what got me there. Those 4 exercises. That's all you need to max out. And I've got the article on that, the RLD strength training routine. I've got a video on that as well, the audio on that as well on iTunes or SoundCloud. And you also are going to want to check out my article on your strength training ranking, because that is going to show you how much weight you need to lift to max out your genetic potential. Okay? It's based on body weight, and you'll be able to see, okay, I'm 120 pounds, right? Let's say you're 120 pounds, you want to get to 160. You assume that's going to be your natural potential. You go through the article, your strength training ranking, and it's going to show you exactly how much you need to lift on those 4 key compound exercises to get to where you want. For example, to get to intermediate level, you're going to need to be able to bench press your body weight times 1.2 for your 1 rep max. To get to an advanced level, which is 5 years of training, you're going to need to bench press your body weight times 1.5 for your 1 rep max. And if you're 10 years in and you're getting to that elite level, you're going to have to bench press your body weight times 1.8 to get to your 1 rep max. And basically, then you have all the tools. You know how much weight you want, how much weight is possible for you naturally, and then you know the routine to use, and then you know how much you need to lift to get to where you want to go, right? So the intermediate guy, that's going to be about 25, 30 pounds, and then the advanced guy is going to be like 37 to 40 pounds. So once you have that, you're going to have your goals for all the 4 compound lifts, and then all you need to do is get in the gym, put the work in, focus on getting stronger every week, and within 2 to 5 years, you'll hit your genetic potential, assuming you follow the protocol. First year, you're going to hit 25 pounds of lean muscle if you go at it hard. You're going to hit 50% of it in the first year, and then it's going to gradually get slower after that. Every year, the closer you get to it, it's like a parabola. It's going to, it's parabolic, right? The closer you get to it, the harder it is to get results. Make sense? Anyways, thank you again for listening or watching. And as always, I wish you all the best in your personal development journey.